Good morning. Today we are going to work on what's called a timeline mini project. So you will have 2 days, today and tomorrow, to create a timeline about something of your choice. And I will show you both how to do that as well as an example. So you have two different choices for your project. Option one, you can make a timeline of your life. So you can use pictures from your own life, or a family or pets or sports things you've done, and you can make a timeline of your life. And you have to use 5 different events that took place during your life, organize them in the correct order by the year, and include a sketch or an image. If you want to draw the pictures, that's fine, or you can do it digitally. So that's option one. Option two is to create a timeline of something else. It can be your favorite sports team, it can be a singer or a band, it can be a company, it can be an invention, it can be anything you want, but it has to be a timeline and the same thing as your life. It could be, so you have 5 events that happened in the history of this team, singer, company, invention, etc. And you have to include pictures or drawings if you do it by hand. So, to get full credit for this project, you have 5 dates that are in the correct order with oldest on the left and newest on the right. For each date, you need 1 to 2 sentences explaining what happened on that date. And for each date, you must have 1 picture that shows what happened during that date. So you have to have 5 dates, and you have to have 1 sentence per date, and 1 picture that shows what happened during each date. Now, how to do this? You have a couple different options. If you are in person, you can do a hand-drawn timeline. You can just draw a line across a piece of paper neatly and then order your events like they need to go. If you're at home, you can do the same thing and then take a picture of your finished project and send me that picture. So if you want to do it by hand, that's fine. If you want to do it online, here is how to do that. So you can create a timeline digitally and insert pictures from the internet, and here's how you do it. So you need to open up a new document on Google Docs. You will title it with your name and timeline. Now, to give yourself some space to work with, you are going to go click on File, then click on Page Setup. And you will change it to Landscape. This will give you more space to work with. Now you can see it's wider. Now you're going to click Insert, and then you're going to go to Drawing and click New, and this will give you the tool to build your timeline and put it on your document. Now that you're in the drawing, you're going to click on this line button, and you're going to create a line that you can use as your timeline. You just click, you drag, and you drop, and make it straight so that it looks neat. There's your line. Now, at the top of your timeline, you need to add a text box with the name of what you are creating a timeline about. So my favorite sports team is the Detroit Lions because I am from Michigan. So I'm going to do a timeline of the Detroit Lions. So Detroit Lions timeline, and I can even change the font color, let's change the color here to blue because the Detroit Lions their colors are blue, and then we can drag and drop this box, make it a little bit fun. Here we go. We can even change the text color. So the Lions colors are blue and white. So we can change that there. Okay, boom. Now we got a cool title. So you can do fun things like that. And then we can drag this so that it would be centered with our timeline. And the red line means it's centered. Now, at the beginning, the first thing we need to know is, when did the Detroit Lions start? When were they founded? Now, I have gone online and done some research, and I have learned that they were founded in 1929. So that would be my first date, and I would click text box, and over at the left, I would create a new text box, and I'm going to use a transparent fill color now because I don't want that blue there. And I'm going to type out the year 1929. And I'm going to make it a nice little box for the year. And this is going to go all the way over to the left of my timeline. Now, I learned some interesting facts when I was doing my research. So you'll have to do some research and you have to read and look things up on the internet. And I learned that the Detroit Lions were not originally from Detroit. They were started in a city called Portsmouth, Ohio. So I'm going to change the font size a little bit so I can type smally. So I'm going to write the Detroit Lions were founded in Portsmouth, Ohio. They were called the Portsmouth Spartans. That was their original name. And because it's underlined in red, I'm going to fix the spelling. So that's a cool fact. They were not called the Lions originally. They were called the Portsmouth Spartans. I'll line it all up so it's in red there. And now I will find a picture. So, click on this image box. I could search for a picture of Portsmouth, Ohio. Oh, look, here are some neat buildings that are downtown Portsmouth, Ohio. And I can go all the way through here and look for a picture of Portsmouth, Ohio that I think would be interesting to put on my timeline. Let's check this one out. What is this one? This is the bridge connecting Kentucky and Ohio at Portsmouth. That's pretty cool. So I'll select that one. And there we go. There's an old postcard that shows that, what a famous bridge in Portsmouth, Ohio, and then I would put that down by my date. So I've got my date, my sentence, and then my picture. And then I would need to have a second date. You need to have 5 dates. So my next one would be, when did the Detroit Lions move to Detroit? Because they obviously are not in Portsmouth, Ohio anymore. And then I would look up that information online, which I did, and I found that it was 1934. And just to make things look nice, I'm going to put this one on the top of my timeline. And then I would add another text box up here, and I would say the Portsmouth Spartans moved to Detroit and changed their name to the Lions in 1934. Boom. Make it all line up. Let's change the font so that it's the same size as my other writing. And then I would go and look for a picture of Detroit or maybe their early logo. Now I've got 2 dates done and I'll need to do a few more to fill that in. So that's how you would do this. This project is due on Thursday, so make sure that it is done completely and neatly with 5 dates, 5 sentences, and 5 pictures. All right, when you are done with your timeline, you would hit save and close, and then it should project it onto your document like that, and you turn it in to me. All right, let me know if you have questions. Have a great day.